everybody, Chris here. In this video, I'm going to be giving you my March price prediction for Dogecoin, as well as we'll talk about Bitcoin and the rest of the markets. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell too. You can be notified when my new videos come out, as well as when I do live streams. And I'll be live again Monday afternoon. I will be picking up where I left off, looking at the charts and the news as well, and taking your questions as well. Always engage in the chat, have a good time on the lives. But for now, we want to look ahead at March. What is going to be happening with Doge? We've got a lot of changes happening in the past couple of days with the US, Israel, Iran conflict. And is this going to be a bigger war? Is this going to last? Is it going to drag on? So let's get into it. Let me show you the charts and the news, and I'll show you what I'm looking at. We start here looking at the current Dogecoin chart. We're about 9.2 cents. Doge is actually holding up fairly well despite the news going on. Here we had last Saturday, we had that dip on that sort of initial understanding of what was going on with the Iran conflict. We'll just call it that for now. And Doge dropped down to about 8.8 cents or so. We look at Bitcoin, and Bitcoin did have a big drop here down to 63K, recovered, and then kind of holding up well as well. And ETH is just under $2,000. And so that's where I would have expected crypto, particularly overnight here, this last night, to be dropping more because we see the futures down for stocks. I'm recording this before the stock market opens on Monday, and the futures are all down over 1% for stocks, which I guess isn't bad, and there'll be some volatility when the stock market opens, but the VIX is up, which is the volatility, and when that goes up, usually the markets are down. It's up 16%. And of course, we have oil skyrocketing in price because the so-called Strait of Hormuz is closed, and there's bombing going on of refineries and such, so that's not good. That's not good. So it's going to be a bumpy ride today on Monday, but I want to, of course, zoom out and look at the bigger picture of what is coming ahead as we look at the month of March. A massive global energy crisis is unfolding. Iran is now starting to attack major oil refineries, crude oil up, natural gas up, European gas prices are jumping, Strait of Hormuz blocked, shipping is in total chaos. So when you have this kind of event happening, this is what essentially leads to a recession. And this is what I've been talking about as everything that Trump has tried to do in the United States to keep oil prices down, to stop going in a recession. This, he can't do anything about. He can't do anything about this. This is going to be now, recession officially is 2 quarters of negative GDP, and Trump will try to worm his way out of that before the midterms in November. But this isn't good. Not good in terms of the things that Trump really has been doing to keep prices low, because as soon as, particularly oil, as soon as oil goes up, that means all shipping, and so prices of everything goes up, and you have inflation coming back. And we also are seeing an uptick in unemployment, and all of that just isn't good for the economy. And here we are, the crypto guys. It was like March is very bullish. Is March bullish? We're getting off to a tough start to the month, that's for sure. But this is a nice little graphic there. Michael Vanderpump, during these times, events are moving markets more than technical analysis. Well, I always say that, right? I always say you throw TA out the window when you have world events like we do now, because technical analysis doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The news is always going to dictate the price movement. It's clear that the markets are waiting for the U.S. markets to open later today. So that's, he's talking about crypto. So Bitcoin didn't drop yet. If it does, then I'm looking for a panic sweep of the lows to get myself positioned into a long. And I'll tell you more about that and how I'm playing this in just a little bit. And we have Trader Allen. It's like, symmetrical triangle here. Indecisive. It's like, well, Symmetrical triangles are always indecisive. That doesn't mean they always go up. Sometimes they go down. It's indecisive. And this is where we are. We're in this indecisive moment, up or down. And we don't know. Bitcoin. Bitcoin closes. If Bitcoin closes March in the red, it would mark the first 6-month losing streak since 2018. Since 2018, 6 red months in a row. And so far, Bitcoin is off to a tough start in March, already in the red. How about Doge? Doge outlook, can 9 cents hold as open interest shrinks? Yes, an open interest, and we look at that and what has happened since October 10th, right? And the big flush of open interest that happened on October 10th, that has never really recovered for Dogecoin back to the levels it was before. But of course, back then everybody was expecting October, and we had these huge long leverage positions open for the big run of the, the end of the big bull market in the 4-year cycle. And those that manipulated the market, whether it was Jane Street or Binance, Wintermute, and like all of those other exchanges and market makers, did they all collude and get together? Was it one that started and they all piled on? That October 10th thing will continue to be discussed into the future. But now it's just been the slow, steady decline of open interest as again and again and again we see positions getting wiped out on the liquidation. So open interest is down, which is understandable. And so the Dogecoin levels to watch as the meme coin takes the hit in the Iran war. Popular analysts as they're looking forward to start accumulating here. Well, where is here? And what price do you want to start accumulating Dogecoin? Well, this is our friend Ali, right? This is our friend Ali, and he says 5.8 cents is the level I'm watching to start accumulating Doge. I was like, well, I'll be buying a lot of 5.8 cents too. Is it going to go down there? That's the question. Is Doge going to get down to 5.8 cents? And is it going to happen anytime soon, particularly in March? Well, we have great things to look forward to. And I mentioned Sean Park's email here the other day, and I really didn't get into a lot of the detail here because there's a lot going on. I mean, Trump promised to be the crypto president. That hasn't happened, right? Prices have dipped. The voters are furious. The Clarity Act, if that passes, I think that's going to be stablecoin. It's all going to be stablecoin rewards. That's what it's all about. And this isn't the Clarity Act. People keep saying like, oh, prices are going to go up for crypto, and it really isn't. I don't think so. This is all about stablecoins. This is all about like setting up digital assets for the future. And it isn't Doge. However, Elon Musk's and what is his clock, right? Are we going to get like X money, X payments starting in March? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon. The SpaceX and XAI and what kind of IPO that they're going to have, that's going to be big. But that's probably not until July. So that doesn't help us now. Market cycles. Most think the cycles are over. I don't. I still think we're going to bleed out through the summer. Now we still have a relief rally possibility, but as of now, because of the war and things going on, there's no huge relief rally coming anytime soon. So we'll continue to look at this list here and get into a lot more of the detail. But for now, we want to look at what's going on with the prices. So Q1, so this is January, February, March. So far, Dogecoin is down 21.7%. And you'll say, 21%? Oh, that's terrible for Doge. That's awful. Well, Bitcoin's down 24% in Q1. Ethereum is down 34%. So Doge is holding up pretty well. Doge is holding up well. And again, we look back. October ended up negative for Bitcoin. November down, December down, January, February, and now March so far is down for Bitcoin. And we look at ETH. We see ETH the same thing. Even back to September for ETH, down 5% in September. So ETH, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. ETH is now working on its 7th red month in a row. So what does that mean for Doge? Well, Doge was green in September, so Doge is working on its 6th red month in a row. Now, Dogecoin has not seen 6 red months in a row until, well, its first year, back in 2014, when it launched and went on this huge 269% run in January 2014. And then there was a lot of profit taking. And it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months in a row. That's way back in 2014. Ancient history now when it comes to Dogecoin. But we haven't seen this. We haven't seen this many red months in a row. And with that, what happens with the month of March? Already down 2% as we start. And that's tough to get a handle on when you're looking at price prediction going forward. We can look at Changely, and Changely says right now we're 87% bearish, which is true. That's where the markets are right now. They are very bearish. Changely is predicting 9 cents holding as support, and possibly a bit of a relief rally up to 10 cents, maybe 10.5, maybe even touching 11 cents mid to late March, and then settling back into the 10s. Dogecoin typically doesn't trade like this, where it's kind of this smooth line. It's much more volatile up and down, because I can see coming up into the 10s, but then going back into the 9s. Maybe a spike up touching 11, but then coming back to the 10s and maybe to the 9s again. We could also see dips down into the 8s. Another view of it is CoinCodex. And we look at CoinCodex, and this has been the slow decline since actually September. I mean, there's the October 10th, big drop, and then and recovery. But the bear market shows that this has been the slow bleed for 6 months. So a relief rally could be coming. I think that's going to be more April timeframe now and not March. I've always talked like March, April, probably April. And the short-term targets that CoinCodex has are very similar, trying to hold 9 cents as support. Again, I don't think that's going to happen. And as if we look at minimum prices, these are the bottoms. And I'm looking at bottoms because I'm going to look for buying opportunities. Maybe by May, 10 cents is the bottom, but then July and August and September, we're back into the 9s again. That is where I am looking to buy again. I am on the sidelines mostly with my liquidity. I still have some investments. I always have Doge, and I've got some Bitcoin, and I still have my CrisPax portfolio that we look at during my live streams. But overall, I don't see any big runs happening right now. I mean, X Money, is it going to launch sometime? Maybe there's going to be a big thing over the summer with SpaceX and XAI and their IPO. And is X going to do something with X payments then? We are waiting. That's the one thing that's always going to change. And the possibility of a run up to 21 cents by September would be what we would expect when that happens. Now, will that happen in the month of September, or will it come earlier? That's what we're going to be watching. But for now, for March, trying to hold 9 cents as support, possible move up to 10, but we could see dips to 8 cents as well. And that's about it. That's about it, what we have for March. Again, the stock market will open. This U.S.-Israel-Iran conflict, President Trump says that's going to go for like 4 weeks. That's the whole month. We're going to have this conflict, and that's going to keep crypto from going on any runs. When it eventually ends and there's some kind of surrender or final regime change or whatever that is, there might be this little boost later on in March. We'll be looking for that as well. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about March price prediction for Dogecoin? Give the video a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.